Hello everybody, this is Christopher with Vexstorm Studios. The reason for this video is to teach you how to use Define's Creator Pro, as well as understand better what it is. Define's Creator Pro is a highly performant Unity editor extension that allows you to control Unity scripting defined symbols. This software takes scripting defined symbols contained within Unity and simply makes it easier and faster for you to implement your coding and game strategies. But many of you will say, what is Unity scripting defines? As Unity puts it, Unity's support for the C script language includes the use of directives, which allows you to selectively include or exclude code from compilation based on whether certain scripting symbols are defined or not defined. This helps in case you want to support a multitude of assets that perhaps do not play well together, or perhaps want to develop one game with only one codebase that can work across several platforms from the same exact codebase, but utilizing conditional compilation to block off code that may interfere with other assets or platform it runs on. It just simply makes life easier. So, moving forward, I'm going to go ahead and start making a brand new project. Notice I am using Unity Editor 2021.3.8 F1. My project, we're going to call this my defines project. And we'll just wait for that to load. All right, here we are. So what we have here is just a blank empty scene, my defines project. And what I'm going to immediately do is I am going to go to edit, project settings, scroll down, because notice we're under each player already. We're going to notice that scripting compilation, this is where the defines get put, there's nothing here. We can manually enter things here, but it won't matter if your code isn't looking for it in the first place. A little bit more into that in a little bit. So let me go ahead and move this window here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to, where am I going to go? Package Manager. I am going to go to my assets. I have a lot of them, so they take a moment to load. First thing I'm going to do is install Define's Creator Pro. As you can see, it's the 1.0 version from April 7th, 2022. We're going to go ahead and import it. Go ahead and bring that screen right here. Pretty small package, but it does a lot for what it does. Well, for the size, it does a lot. All right, we're installed. Defines auto start inside scriptable object. It's just a message saying, hey, it's ready to go. I want you guys to understand that the console is your friend when it comes to Define's Creator Pro. This is going to be where you're going to really see the true impact of how Define's Creator Pro truly works. Let me go ahead and go into our folder and go over what's currently in our folder. Obviously, we have Vexstorm Studios, Define's Creator Pro. We have a folder called Define Assets. This is the folder containing assets that you will be creating. Documentation. Export it. We'll go into that in a little bit. Resources. Not necessary for you guys, but good for me to have some images inside the custom inspector. Scene. We might as well load that now. The scene is a, I need to import TMP, so we might as well do that real quick. It is the scene for testing that I created specifically to teach you how to use Define's Creator Pro, but this video is a supplement to that. Continuing. and scripts. So we have a few scripts in here. Defines Creator Pro, defines Pro Tester, a utility method for UI control, which I use for the scene, and a few editor scripts, which is really where the magic is. So what makes the software works. What I want to do real quick is open up Defines Pro Tester. And if the Studio app opens elsewhere, I'll just bring it to the screen. All right. So in here, you notice we have a class called Defines Pro Tester. Namespace is Vexstorm.tools. The namespace is critical. This is how the magic happens. A lot of times, you know what? Before I jump to a lot of times, let me explain this piece. If Unity _editor and the NF statement, what this is actually your conditional block. This is what a conditional define is. If, for example, I change this name convention and changed it to if Chris, Unity engine.debug, blah, 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 and if, right? And I have placed that inside my project settings under here. What would happen, give me just a second. What would happen is it would allow for this code in between these two to run. Thus, you're making conditional code run. That is the simplest way to explain this. What conditional defines are and how important they are. Now, how does Defines Creator Pro make your life easier? Let me explain. A lot of developers will not create defines that auto install into scripting defined symbols. Sometimes the developer will write their code and not have their code auto install, you know, hey, if it's this software application or this software application. My software automatically identifies who and what software it is and installs the appropriate defines based off the user's, the person who owns the software, preferences. I will explain. In this example, we have Vexstorm.tools. We have if Vexstorm found, and it needs to report we found Vexstorm found during runtime. This code is blocked off. As you can see, it's grayed out. The reason it's grayed out is because Vexstorm found this name is not located in the scripting compilation defined symbols. If that name was in there, instead of being gray, it would be colored. And any IDE, it should do exactly the same thing. In my case, I'm using Microsoft Visual Studio 2022 version. If Vexstorm tools found, it would do the same thing. Unity engine found, same thing. Something that shouldn't be found. Well, obviously, if I'm not installing this, it's not going to find it. The whole point of this concept, the reason I developed this, is I'm also a mod developer for Game Creator 1 and Game Creator 2. And unfortunately, Game Creator 1 and 2, for all its great, benefits and wonders, it does not allow, it doesn't auto install defines into player preferences. So it doesn't self-identify if Game Creator 1 was installed or self-identify if Game Creator 2 was installed. So then my code, in my case, I developed the RTS module. I don't know what a project has, if it had Game Creator 1 or 2 in it, to run specific code for Game Creator 1 versus Game Creator 2. That's where my software comes into play. My software has the capability to allow you to create defines, scriptable defines. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. Give me a second. I'm going to drop this down real quick. based off of namespaces that you know, and then set a define based off of the namespace if it's located. So the way my algorithm and my code works is you create these little assets, scriptable game objects. You type in here, whatever namespace you're trying to look for. So we'll say game dot creator. Well, it's actually game creator dot core. Actually, it would be runtime if I'm doing it the other way. Runtime. Let me just double check to make sure that's the namespace. Bear with me a moment. Dot characters. And then equally, I go here and I'm going to say GC2 found. It would help if I put the 2 there. So basically what I'm saying here is if my software locates gamecreator.runtime.characters, the namespace specifically, just like Vexstorm tools is a namespace in a script I had just shown you, right here. It will auto install this defined GC2 found in the scripting compilations. For laughs and giggles, I'm going to go ahead and configure gamecreator.characters is what I actually need it for Game Creator 1. I, from my research, have found that gamecreator.runtime.characters is the equivalent of Game Creator 2 for namespace. It's unique. The namespaces have to be unique. You can't just do Game Creator and then just Game Creator. It doesn't unfortunately work that way because you have to be specific. You want to filter out any ambiguity to what product is actually in a person's project. So in this case, gamecreator.runtime.characters reflects Game Creator 2. Game Creator.characters will reflect Game Creator 1. So we'll go ahead and copy this define. GC1 found. All right. So let's go ahead and let's try to make this work. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down. Save configuration. And then what we're going to do is restart our software. The reason I'm restarting Unity is because I want to make sure you guys see that nothing in here is going to show except Vexstorm _tools. Actually, I may not even have to restart. Let's go ahead and open up our core window. So as you can see, underneath window, we have Vexstorm Studios, Defines Creator Pro. We have a creation window and a manager window. I did need to let you know, as of this video, that part of the manager features is not working due to an error that I'm receiving with how Unity handles custom editors. You can edit defines via the normal inspector window, as I just did here. You can create brand new defines. I find it. Window, Vexstorm Studios, define, create asset. Notice the new file. We'll call it new file. And still, go about your day creating namespaces and defines. I will be publishing an update that will rectify the manager window but the manager window still functions in other ways, and we're going to go ahead and explore that. So let's go ahead and open the manager. This is our lovely Defines Creator Pro manager window. Normally, you would go in here, you would add whatever additions you want to make. Say it's like something else. And you'll notice that it keeps on reverting back to the old value. This was working in 2020, no longer works in 2021 of Unity. Not sure what they broke or what changed, but that's okay. I will find a solution and fix it. For the time being, as I mentioned a few times already now, you can go to any folder, right click, go ahead and create a scriptable define using, well, a Defines Creator Pro scriptable define object from Create, Window, Vexstorm Studios, Define Creator Pro, and again, Create Asset. And if you do that, it will go. The system is very intuitive. It will auto find immediately any file, which is very handy. So we have Defines Creator. We have this namespaces and things that we're looking for. Great. How do we make this work? I'm glad you asked. Give me a second. We're going to go to there were some buttons missing there. My window apparently did not size properly. I apologize for that. For you folks who are having trouble, just make sure that these buttons are right here so you can see them, because there's quite a bit of features there. Alright, so notice scripting defined symbols are empty. Console is empty. Let's get this going. I'm going to go ahead and run the algorithm now. I selected the define I want to install. I'm going to click this button that says search namespaces and set defines. This is normal. It is just recompiling. As you can see, that's all it's doing. There's no reference exception. Disregard it. It has something to do with my theme. Nothing, see, Vexstorm editor theme. Nothing to do with the functionality of the software. And if you look, Vexstorm Tools was found. And the reason it was found is because my software, every one of my scripts, namespace, reflects Vexstorm.tools. But notice it didn't find Game Creator. That's okay. Let's make Game Creator be found. Let's go back to our package manager, if I can see if I put it anywhere. Windows Package Manager. We're going to go ahead and type in Game Creator. Alright, we found Game Creator. Fantastic. This one happens to be 1.1.16 import. Fantastic. We have all the software there. Importing. It's been modified. That is fantastic. I don't care. Install. We have been updated to 1.116. This is all Game Creator stuff. This has nothing to do with Defines Creator Pro. But my software will identify Game Creator 1. Reload one more time. Let's go ahead and get rid of this window for now. And you notice, what is this error? It's just about importing a mesh from Game Creator. Not a big issue. It's just a warning more or anything. You'll notice it still has not installed it, but that's because I have not told it to. And there's a reason why I haven't told it to. I want to change while we're on video. Give me a second to find the proper script. I want to change while we're on video how to identify game creator. So let's go ahead and shrink this down. I want to say I found GC1 found, right? Let's go ahead and copy that naming I want. And we'll go back to this, enlarge. Now, notice I'm not using any namespaces to say game creator. All I'm going to do is go down to where it says Unity Engine found. I'm going to change that to reflect game creator. We found game creator 1. Obviously, I'm just doing a simple debug, but this is where your core logic would be if GC1 was found. Celebrate. We didn't find GC1. Notice right now the system knows that GC1 is not set as defined. GC1 found. It doesn't know that exists yet because it hasn't been installed yet. So the colored area right here, it says we didn't find game creator 1. Okay, I'm going to save. Then I am going to go to our lovely project event system, and I am going to add, let's see if I already added this already. All right, let's move this one out of the way. I didn't think I added it, but just to be sure. Oh, I did add it. Okay, great. Let's back out, go back in. Notice how I have this as an available game object. When I run play, a couple things will show up here. And it's literally everything I made from that script that reflects what's currently installed. So let's go ahead and hit play real quick. We didn't find game creator 1. We didn't find something that shouldn't be found. But we did find Vexstorm tools found. That's how easily that works. And it's literally verbatim right from the script. It's saying exactly where the colored areas of the code is because it found the conditional portions where necessary. Like, for example, I don't have Vexstorms found as a condition of my thing. I have Vexstorm.tools. So now what we're going to do is I am going to rerun the algorithm. Notice we have Vexstorm tools found. Console, we're going to clear. I'm going to install this new set of elements. But I'm going to do so doing exactly what I did before. Notice I did not restart the editor. I didn't do anything. I didn't have to restart the editor to make this happen. I'm going to tell the system to research and find game creator 1 if it happens to be there. Just by clicking that. It's going to reload. Voila. GC1 found. And, let's go ahead and move the screen away. If I go back to our lovely scene, clear console, hit play, we found Vexstorm tools found. We found game creator 1. Celebrate. Didn't we just make that? Yes, we did. And you notice the code is now colored here and not colored here. That is how conditional compilation works. It is very intuitive. Now let's go ahead and stop it and play. One of my colleagues, a good friend of mine actually, Paul, he sent me over an action just to test this out. What we're going to do now is we're going to go to Assets, Import. Oh, wait, is it an asset? No, I don't think it was an asset. I might have to drag it in, but it's okay. It's a script. Give me a second. This is just basically a game creator action. And before I even add it, we're going to go ahead and add actions right here. Because we do have game creator 1. And I want to add an action. We're going to go through all the folders that are available. You notice I have UI as the last option, scene, and save load. This is going to matter because this action I'm about to add employs conditional compilation right from my system. All right, let's go ahead and drag this in. Bear with me a moment. All right, code has refreshed. Action is in. Let's go to our event system and let's explore what's available to us now. And if you scroll down, you can now see Action Pack 1 is invoked. Miscellaneous, don't destroy on load, list, and it loads. Console, no errors. So let me go ahead and clear that. Clear this. Now, I'm going to show you the code where it's conditionally blocked off. Try not to show too much, because this is not mine. Just a moment, guys. Sorry. Notice where he put the conditional block right here, GC1 found. If I go all the way down, he has the end if right down here. So basically, all this color area should become gray if I remove Game Creator 1 from the system. Let's do that now. I'm going to save my file, my scene. I'm going to tell Game Creator 1 to go away for a little bit. I can just delete that entire folder. That is fine. I am okay with reloading. Now, right now, it's saying, what the heck? It's looking for this. That's normal. I'll explain why. Notice all these errors? That's also normal. Those will go away in just a moment. GC1. Bear with me a moment. I'm going to hit save, restart my instance. Well, we can exit, and then I'll restart it. Happily, we do not have Vexstorm tools found. No console errors. And if I go to defines creator, I rerun my algorithm. Notice nothing changes. It didn't locate Game Creator 1 because it's missing. But what about the code that was contained in here? Let's check it out. You notice that all the code is gray. The reason the code is gray is because we removed Game Creator 1 and then subsequently restarted the editor so it can understand that Game Creator 1 was completely gone. Thank you again for watching Vexstorm Studios. Please stay healthy, safe, and have a good day.